going cool from the major record labels. Now it's time to find out where to shop for the best in underground music.
In a culture that seems dominated by sugary pop and hip-hop beats, there's still a progressive musical force that is ever evolving and influencing the sounds we hear, and it goes by the name of drum and bass.
Hey, I'm Katina Turner, and we're down on the Lower East Side to visit the newly relocated Breakbeat Science and to get a little drum and bass 101 from the guys who run the place. So what is drum and bass?
It's very hard to verbally explain what drum and bass is. It's a hybrid of techno. It's a very fast breakbeat, around 170 BPMs, beats per minute, with a bass line basically going at half that speed.
Basically, the whole foundation of drum and bass is a breakbeat. And drum and bass is just a combination of all these breakbeats with a serious sub bass behind it, and then whatever you want over the top.
It's basically a loop, a drum loop. That's what a breakbeat is.
Play me an example of a breakbeat.
This would be an example.
How did it come about?
In England, drum and bass was originally called hardcore, and it was a hybrid of techno. There was all these techno DJs that started playing techno music with a breakbeat, and that got called hardcore. That then became jungle, which then became drum and bass.
Why is it always first there?
I think America's biggest problem with anything sort of taking off on any sort of major level is its size. It's just so vast. You know, in England, even the rave scene in England when it started, you know, it was a matter of you were never going to be more than 4 or 5 hours away from a big party. It's getting there in America.
Who are the influential people in drum and bass?
Those original movers and shakers are still the big players. Crust, Grooverider, Ronnie Size, Goldie, but there are hundreds of new, young, up-and-coming names.
The newly relocated Breakbeat Science can now be found at 181 Orchard Street on the Lower East Side. For the past 5 years, Breakbeat Science has been at the forefront of providing drum and bass to American listeners.
How does Breakbeat Science compare to the mega stores like Virgin and HMV?
Well, the mega stores are catering to an everything audience and an everything music. We're very specialized. If you want some drum and bass, some two-step, or some new school breaks, this is the place to come.
Well, what is Breakbeat Science's goal then?
Put the music that we love out there in any way we can.
Now, because of the internet, you guys are reaching people all over the country, kids from
all over
Iowa.
the world, really. I mean, we send records to Russia, Saudi Arabia, primarily in the United States and North America. We do a lot of phone orders as well. It keeps growing and growing and growing all over America and even all over the world.
We also have a chat room that is, I think, the second busiest drum and bass chat room in the world. I don't even go there. It's just intimidating. These kids are just fanatics for this music.
So this is basically one of the only places in New York where you can really focus on drum and bass, where kids can really come.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's one of the only ones in the country. I think there's 2 other drum and bass stores in the country, but not nearly on the scale we're on.
The current #1 seller at Breakbeat Science is The Creeps by Ed Rush and The Optical. Coming up, Vinnie Vella bellies up to the bar at the Real Bada Bing. And Page 6 reporter Chris Wilson joins Michael and Lori for The Real Deep Dish.